It's Real 92.3, man. I'm Bootleg Kev, special guest in the building, all the way from Canada. 88 Glam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Individually introduce yourselves. Because
what's up, guys?
I know that you're Glam Boy, and it just, so we can figure out why you guys are 88 Glam.
Okay, cool. I'm one half of 88 Glam. I go by 88 Camino.
Sir, I'm the other half right here at Derek Wise. Glam Boy, whatever you want to call me.
Derek Watts, Glam Boy, whatever you want to call him. I prefer to call another grown man Glam Boy. I think that's fire.
That's fire. We call him GB for short.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
It's a lit. Anyway, welcome to the show, guys. You guys are fucking fire. I've been a fan of what y'all been doing for like the last year or so. Talk about like obviously how'd you guys get linked up? I know both of you guys are from the Toronto area, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what brought you guys together musically?
Well, Toronto's a pretty tight-knit community. I feel like all of the artists basically coming out of Toronto know each other.
I've noticed.
Yeah, whether they're like popping artists or
and now that Tory and Drake are cool, it's like everyone's fucking with each other.
It's a Toronto link up. It's definitely been more collaborative as of recently too. But it's a pretty dense population. It's not that vast, so it's like it all exists within a certain community, and we all basically know each other. Not necessarily all friends, but we all know of each other, right? So it wasn't that hard to come across Derek. I just ran into him at a party one day, but I already knew I've heard his music before, and I was like, I'm really messing with it. I think it's really cool. Ran into him at a party one day and we just chopped it up from there basically.
It's just like I always feel like, especially in 2019 or the last 10 years in hip hop, like a rap group or a rap duo is like not as common as it was when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like we got the Migos and Ray Shrimmer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why what was it? Did you guys realize that like together you guys were stronger than you guys were apart, or like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's obviously you guys were both doing solo shit.
That was sort of the result after. A lot of people ask us, oh, are you guys going to do solo stuff? I mean, I think eventually, yeah. But I mean, yeah, definitely have realized that we're much stronger together. For now at least, it's like it's working, and we're just kind of going with that,
Yeah, it was like pretty much like it's crazy because like it was more like outsourced before it even became internal. Like I used to always like send the tracks that me and Camino would make to my manager, and then like eventually he's just like, yo, bro, like shit's all been fire. Like what do you think about y'all just becoming a duo? And then just obviously I was with it.
It worked out.
Yeah, 100%.
And you guys got the album out.
Yes, sir.
So that wasn't even our idea actually. We were just like rocking with each other musically.
He's like, fuck it, we've already got, let's just do it. See how.
Yeah.
Now, obviously there's like a few with the big homies in Canada that, obviously The Weeknd, Drake. I don't know if Justin Bieber would be considered a big homie. I mean, he's
musically he's a big homie.
Yeah. I don't know.
On the charts, he's a big homie.
In my head, I still see a little kid. But no, I know that you guys are real close with The Weeknd and that camp. Like, they're very particular about who they fuck with. Like, I feel like everybody Weeknd's ever co-signed has been fire. Like, shout out to Belly. I think Belly's one of the most slept on rappers on the planet.
Yeah, he's
super talented.
How did that association come to be? Like, how did you guys get the attention of those guys over there?
So pretty much they I originally met them at a party and they were playing.
When you say them,
so I met one person that was an XO.
Okay.
Yeah. And
like these motherfuckers just rolling around, the whole label just pulled up.
No. It's just like like Toronto's so tight knit. So like
Sal like pulling up to like our AP.
That's just crazy. Yeah, it's like Toronto's just really tight knit. So like just partying, just randomly just bumping into each other at parties and stuff. One of the people that were in the XO at the time, like he's still in XO, he came to a party and they were playing one of my songs, and then from there he's like, oh shoot, you're a rapper, da da da, and then it turned into me being introduced to who's my manager now, and yeah, man, it's just once you meet one of them and like the vibe's organic and the connection's there, you're eventually gonna meet everybody else. You know what I mean? So
it's lit. Now, like inspiration wise coming up, we all have our own, what shit we listen to coming up. You guys, I feel like complement each other. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, you guys are different, but you guys complement each other. What did you guys each like grow up listening to? Like, what was what's like your top 2 or 3 albums as a kid coming up?
I was definitely listening to a lot of Outkast.
Is Aquemini your favorite Outkast album?
Pardon?
Aquemini? Are you an Aquemini guy or are you an AT Aliens guy?
AT Aliens.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, it's like one of the two.
That's like two.
Someone says Stankonia, I'm like, I can't fuck with you.
No,
Stankonia is still fire.
No, it's still a fire album, but it's like you either are a Aquemini guy or AT Aliens guy.
I feel you. Definitely Hot Boys. Like Lil Wayne was like definitely my favorite artist biggest inspo reason I started making music. Lil Boosie, Swishahouse, anything, Paul Wall,
Yo, man,
Mike
the
Jones.
H-Town
H-Town
wave was
like,
fire,
because I feel like
man.
that was like the first real like transcending moment for hip hop where it's like, okay, not even the first, but one that spoke to me the most, where it's like, okay, we're gonna flex really hard, you know?
Right.
Giving out the phone number, girls in the mouth.
Man.
They're the original Drippy Boys.
It was a great time. Slim Thug was, you know, and then I don't know if you ever fuck with like before.
Zero?
No, Zero was fire.
Yeah.
But the color change and click shit when it was Paul Wall and Chamillionaire before they beefed, the shit was hard, man.
They had a squad?
Yeah, man.
I did not know.
It was called
that.
Color
That's
Change and
crazy.
Click.
Chamillionaire was so fire.
It was Chamillionaire and Paul Wall. They were a group together, and then
That's crazy.
And I was messing with Richboy too.
Yo, Richboy's album was so
Richboy.
slept
Fire.
on.
Who
Do you
was
remember that
Richboy's
record
fire.
Ghetto with Nas
Bro.
and
Richboy's
He was
fire.
honestly like,
Boy, Look at Here is one of my favorite beats ever.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Rich Boy don't get any props, man, and he should. I wish he would. Like, what happened to Rich Boy, man? He was fucking good, and even the tapes he was dropping after his album were
Yeah,
dope.
he was consistent with it.
What about you, man? What were you bumping?
So like I was like a huge fan of like Stack Bundles, like Max
Oh,
B.
I love Stack Bundles, man. Rest
you know what I
in
mean?
peace.
Like, yeah, it was like that whole era. Like, I make gangster rap, but I'm pretty as hell. You know what I mean?
Off that Harlem shit.
Yeah. So like, that's what I was fucking with. Oh.
So you were fucking with like the Bird Gang, the
Bro,
the
like
Jim Jones,
yeah,
Max
yeah.
B Wave. I used to sell those
Yeah.
mixtapes
And
to
they
the
all
SWAT.
they all had like relatively similar like flow patterns.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like from Cam to Hell Rel to J.R. Ryder.
J.R. Ryder. You know what's crazy is that Dipset album just dropped. Like, what was it, like two months ago? But like the same day, Hell Rel and J.R. Ryder dropped the project too, and 40 Cal.
No way.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Yo, yeah, nobody. I mean, yeah. Yeah, they
Legend.
actually shout out to those guys. They used the clip of my interview with Jim Jones as the intro to their album, and I didn't get. I mean, I get a T-shirt. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Anyway, who would you guys consider? How about this? We're taking Drake out of the conversation because Drake is obviously, you know, solidified himself in hip hop history. Who in your opinion is top 2 or 3 MCs ever to come out of Canada?
That's a hard one.
I remember. Did you guys ever listen to the what was the name? Choclar?
Shot clear.
Choclair, yeah.
Yeah.
He had. I remember had one of his joints on vinyl that Primo produced back in the day when I was a kid.
That's what's up.
And then Cardinal Official obviously is that guy.
Yeah.
I was never really inspired by Toronto artists until the new generation sort of spawned.
Okay.
Yeah.
My inspiration always just stemmed from like the hip hop that was coming out of America. So I couldn't even name
Literally.
I don't have a top 5 like
Yeah.
Canadian like hip hop artist list.
Like, that's how crazy it is, because it's like I'm not even like throwing shade or anything to like all the upcoming rappers that from like the past generations in it, but like it's like anybody coming out of Toronto now, it's like a lot of their playlist was American. Like my iPod was all American.
Yeah,
I didn't
same.
have any
Yeah.
like Canadian artists on my iPod growing up.
Just
So
to
it's
keep
like,
it a buck with you.
yeah, like we was outsourcing to get the culture.
Yeah.
We was never like finding it within our own city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean now, but like you said, like now, I mean obviously now Toronto has such a culture and a
Yeah.
brand within.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's like, you know, there's the top cities in hip hop. It's always Atlanta, New York,
Yeah.
LA, and now it's like Toronto's like 4th. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you guys remember when like it started to turn to be like, oh shit? Obviously Drake, but like after Drake, it was like, yo, there's Tory and there's, you know, there's all these other people that are coming out of Toronto. Do you guys remember like when it started to kind of curve? Like, it's kind of cool to be from Toronto now.
Well, like yeah, it's like the time in which you're referencing. And that's because I feel like we actually gained identity, you know, and I feel like it's so important to have history and culture and identity. It's something to identify with, you know?
Facts.
So it's like, I feel like once we actually, like from that point on, we sort of developed our own sound. We sort of had our own, you know, our own cadence, our own, like, you know, like especially with a lot of the producers too, like the beats were pretty similar. They were dark and like moody and like after hours, but sort of mixed with like R&B. So now we all had sort of like a framework to like work on, and like people were like, oh, this is what Toronto should sound like, you know, and I'm sure that's going to keep on evolving, and like our sound has as well too. So it's cool. But I think that like now we actually do have something to sort of like base new artists on, like based on what new artists are going to sound.
No,
like,
100%. And I think now too, it's like when you hear someone's from Toronto, you're like, oh shit, I got to check them out. Because ain't a lot of whack shit coming out of Toronto.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts. You guys got to work with Gunna. We just had him up here last week. I know he just dropped his album today too. Shout out to Gunna. What was it like working with him? Was that something where you guys were in the studio with him, or was it an MP3?
No, it was just really just a vibe. Like we had a record, and our manager has like a really close relationship with him. He heard it. He's like, yeah, Gunna has to get on this one.
Yeah.
And like obviously like they probably linked up on their own time, and we had that verse within a week.
And like Cash is so well connected in the industry too.
Of course,
so it's like he literally knows everybody. It's just one phone call away. But we did get the chance to go to Gunna's listening party and just like chop it up.
Was that the one at the aquarium?
Yeah, it was fire.
It was crazy.
And the album sounded
how
fire
did
too.
too. For everybody who don't know, his album release party thing was at a goddamn aquarium.
Yeah, it was at the Georgia
It
aquarium.
was such a vibe.
That shit's fire.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I'm actually like. I was like, I don't remember the last time I actually went to an aquarium.
You feel like a kid again and shit, but it's like some rap shit.
There was like more to appreciate than just the music, you know? And it just goes to show you how important
that's
like,
motherfucking
aesthetic
Nemo.
Yeah. Sharks in that bit.
Oh god.
That's crazy. So you guys got to actually got to link up with him.
Yeah, we chopped it up with him. He's cool people. He's super respectful.
Yeah.
He's cool, very cool guy.
Who if you guys could pick like something that's not as obvious, but like a feature from maybe somebody who's, you know, I mean, everybody wants to work with Drake and Jay-Z, but who's like a oddball feature you guys would want to work with?
I'm gonna say Thug.
Young Thug?
For 100%.
Yo, man, Thug is
he's the OG, bro.
Yeah.
It's so crazy
really
to hear
OG.
that Young Thug is an OG because it makes me feel old as fuck.
Times are changing.
I remember when I'm a Stoner came out, and I was fucking. That was like 2014.
Yeah. For me, it would be 21.
21 Savage.
Yeah, he's fire, man. Like I like his music a lot, and he puts out like really good bodies of work.
Nah, he
and I feel
definitely.
like people kind of thought he was gonna be a one-hit wonder and kind of slept on him because like the internet has gotten. It's been in this. I don't know. It's just like. People were kind of like trolling. It's like been in that kind of like a.
It's been like that for a while.
You know, like the internet's like a troll,
yeah.
right? So, but it's like he will just.
I think a lot of people thought like 21 was like another like. I mean, I don't want to just shit on anybody in particular.
But you know what I mean.
I know what
we don't
you
have to go there, but I mean, like he will just drop a crazy lyrical track on you, and it's just like he's super lyrical. He's like,
and he's also grown a lot as an MC.
Yeah.
You know
He's just really good at making music.
Yeah,
period.
yeah.
Like he can make different vibes of music.
For
If you
sure.
listen to an album from him, like that he puts out, there's like he has good melodic music, then like really street shit. And he comes with more lyrical shit. Like he's like all over. So
what's that one song he has dedicated to his mom?
Oh yeah,
hard.
that wasn't on this album, was it? Or was it on this?
I'm not
was
sure.
It on the
That
Issa
track's
album?
fire though.
You guys are from Toronto. I know we were talking some NBA basketball earlier.
Yeah.
The Raptors won tonight, beat DeMar DeRozan and the
sir.
Spurs. Kawhi
Yes,
Leonard
sir.
just had to.
My guy.
You saw that? Are you guys Raptors fans?
Hell yeah.
How did you feel about what happened in the offseason with Kawhi? Because obviously you want Kawhi Leonard because he's top 5 player in the
I was
NBA.
like
but
super happy with that little trade that they did because like it's just like I'm tired of getting to the playoffs and then flopping. I'm tired of it.
True,
Bro.
it's been happening for a long time for y'all.
Yeah, so like we just need that factor. We need that like that person that could really shift the game. I'm not saying DeRozan wasn't
And
that.
you got
but
Danny Green, who's solid as fuck, man.
Exactly, defensively and offensively. So
But what happens if Kawhi leaves though?
we got to figure it out.
That's gonna hurt, man.
We need help.
They gotta throw him a bigger.
Hey, but Pascal's been on it.
Yeah, Pascal's coming up, man. He's next.
He's
so,
nice.
yeah.
I wish I would have. I really was hoping that the Conley, Kyle Lowry thing would have happened.
Nah, man. I like Lowry better than Conley.
Really?
Yeah, Conley been like stagnant.
That's Kyle Lowry though.
No, Lowry.
Kyle Lowry is Mr. Stagnant.
He been getting better every year. Like
What?
Yeah. Yo, like you play 2K?
Of course.
Conley's overall rating has not changed
Yeah, but
in like 6 years.
We can't-
He's
we
been
can't-
like
I mean,
83.
we're talking about real life.
I'm like, bro, you can't even get a 1 on that. Like you can't be like, you know what I mean? Like
I think he's
you
at
can't
86 this year.
but it's been too long.
But Kyle, I mean,
Lowry, like he's been an all-star.
I feel
for
like you're just like emotionally connected to Kyle Lowry because he's been a Raptor for
Works
so long.
hard.
Who's the greatest Raptor of all time? Is it Vince Carter or is it
Kawhi
DeMar?
Leonard.
It's Kawhi Leonard. Look at the disrespect.
Kawhi.
I thought he was gonna say T-Mac.
Nah, Kawhi, man. Like Kawhi. That's it. I'm not gonna like.
Technically, you're right.
He is.
He's the best player y'all have ever had,
Yeah.
but he's only been there for like
And
5 months.
that's exactly. And we've had people that have been on our team for like 8 years, 9 years, and they ain't shit.
As a kid, how heartbreaking was it when like Vince Carter could never get y'all to the finals? Because Vince Carter, he was one of my favorite players when I was coming up, man.
But now you understand like the struggle, like it's real. So like
I'm a Suns fan, so I'm all about the struggle, baby.
Oh yeah, Steve Nash.
We had
didn't get one on
those
y'all.
years when we had Amari and Nash, and we just couldn't get there.
Crazy.
We were like the Western Conference Raptors, except for instead of LeBron, it was Tim Duncan's old boring ass that was just standing in the way the whole fucking time.
Oh my God, yeah. Spurs were a nightmare for y'all. Crazy.
Factual. Yo, that's crazy. You guys obviously don't fuck with hockey. I can't imagine. I mean, do you guys like hockey?
I mean, I would go and get like drunk at like a hockey game and just, like,
for
be
sure.
mad ignorant.
That's obviously a Canadian stereotype.
What? Like
liking hockey?
Yeah, I tried to play hockey when I was younger. I just couldn't get the hang of ice skates. I could rollerblade good though.
We had the Nelk boys up here and they were chewing tobacco. Is that something that's like a Canada thing?
Nah, not really.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Not that I know.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, like all the hockey boys.
He said the boys thing. That's what they were saying.
Yeah, the hockey boys.
It's like all the hockey boys.
Yeah, it's definitely a Canadian hockey boy or like baseball boy thing.
That sounds so suspect.
That's what they do. It's what they do. It's a part of their culture, I guess.
Hey, I'm not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at it at all. Yo, that's great. Yo, being from Canada, like, I feel like, we're in the United States. We're in a really fucking weird situation historically with Donald Trump being our president and these far right, people kind of coming out of the woodworks. Now, you guys live in Canada where, if I'm not mistaken, it's free healthcare, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the gun violence. I know that you guys are from Toronto, and there's obviously areas in Toronto that I'm sure are not the greatest, but like the gun violence overall isn't, or the gun culture isn't as prevalent as it is here.
Yeah.
Is there any like drawbacks to like the free healthcare? Is there anything negative about that for like, because I'm a fan of Bernie Sanders, who's just announced he's running for president and he wants to have the free healthcare for all. But I'm just curious, like as citizens of Canada, is there anything like, what is your guys' feedback about that particular model of healthcare?
I think it's like very good, like for the economy, especially just like, cause I like, for example, like I don't know how it feels to like get hurt or injured and not be able to like take care of it
and like worry about it.
Because I used to live in Oklahoma for like 8 years.
That's
And I remember one time I like got in a fight with this dude and I was like trying to like pull this 2x4 away from him.
That sounds like some Oklahoma
this
shit.
Is like some like
was it Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
What? I don't even know. That sounds fire though.
He's a wrestler.
Oh shoot.
Where that spot
I was like trying to pull this 2x4 away from this dude and we were like in a tug of war match.
Right.
And I was just like a kid or whatever and then like he pulled it and this nail literally cut my finger open. And then I just remember my dad like doing some like home remedy, hit me with the peroxide and put a Band-Aid on it. And I was like, I actually needed stitches, like you can still see the scar right here.
Oh yeah, shit, that's there.
Yeah, so I guess that's the struggle of not having free healthcare.
That's crazy.
I could have like literally, if I was still in Canada, went to the hospital.
You could have just pulled up and gotten what you needed.
Yeah, like 100%.
So there's no draw, like, because a lot of people are like, well, the wait times are different, or so that's all bullshit.
You good? Like if you get hurt, I'm not like promoting, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I'm just curious.
Nah, but like, like you good. Like if you over there and like you need that, you're not really thinking about the money aspect of going to the hospital and getting taken care of. Like it's just normal.
Do you guys see like what's going on here with our politics and like be like, haha, you fucking American fucks,
and
turn up, just hold on, we're going home or something.
It's definitely unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I mean, even with Canada, there's still things that like it's so easy as a Canadian to like look smugly down your nose and kind of be like, oh, you guys are like whatever,
Right,
but we still have our like unsystemic racism. We still have issues in Canada that's just like overlooked, especially like with the native reserves and like those communities and stuff too.
Yeah, because Canada's like an interesting country because there's like obviously a portion of Canada that's like a lot of French language being spoken, like, and then like Vancouver's like super like liberals smoking weed everywhere, and I mean,
lit in Vancouver.
I heard Vancouver's fire.
Vancouver's fire.
So fire.
Yeah, it's like low key. Like besides being in Toronto, Vancouver's like that's like number 2.
And the vibes are probably totally different,
Crazy vibes. Like it's a beautiful city. Like I don't know if you've ever been there. It's just like
I keep hearing. I mean, I know
so
I hear
nice.
It's beautiful.
The air is just like
fucking
so
Nardwar's
fresh.
there, jumping out of bushes,
crazy.
trying to interview
It's
you.
like,
You know what I'm saying?
Like mountains with like. I don't even know, man. What do you call that? Like, we don't have it in Toronto for sure. Like, it's crazy. It looks like a little vacation getaway.
Now,
doesn't Oprah live there?
I heard
she probably does.
Like, I would definitely buy a crib there and just have it if I was Oprah.
Yo, how hectic was All-Star Weekend in Toronto?
Were we there?
I wasn't there.
Because I was at All-Star.
I was inside.
I lived in Vegas when All-Star Weekend happened in Vegas like years ago, and it was like. It was like
when anything crazy like that's happening, I just stay inside.
You're just like, I'm chilling.
Caravana, All-Star Weekend, just like there's just too much traffic.
Just a lot of shit going
So you're
on.
just stuck in a car forever.
What do you guys do for fun? You guys play video games? Fucking watch
Hell
Netflix?
Yeah. Video games all day.
What do y'all play?
I play everything except for Fortnite.
Okay.
Literally everything.
So I wish I got on the Fortnite wave now, though. I feel like
I feel like I'm too late.
Yeah.
So,
It's fun.
Because we'll just be ass at it
yeah.
now.
Red Dead Redemption 2, you guys get into that?
See, like, this is the problem with that game. Like, I was playing Assassin's Creed before that, and that game's like really fast-paced RPG. And then I tried to go over to the Red Dead, and it was like so slow. I swear to God, I was falling asleep mid-game. Every single time I fall asleep. Yeah, it's a lot, man. I can't.
You play video games too?
I mean, if I'm gonna play Red Dead, I'm not gonna actually do the missions. I'm just gonna go
run
around like shooting people,
motherfuckers up like Grand Theft Auto style.
Shooting deers.
That's all. Even in Grand Theft Auto, I was never like a mission person.
You're just out there just getting your one level up.
I need cheat codes, everything.
I'm
like so OG with it.
Just next level shit.
Just like,
that's how I was though.
Flying cars into helicopters.
I'd always be like half of the game and be like, man, fuck this. I'm gonna just fuck some shit up.
Yeah, I've never been the type of person that could like beat a video game.
What's the last TV show you guys have binge watched?
Oh, The Sinner.
The Sinner.
The Sinner.
That's on. Is that on Prime?
I don't even think it's on Netflix. I watched it on some movie website that I got. I'll hook you up after.
What about you, man?
The last, what's it called? Her or you?
You.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
with the stalker dude.
The crazy stalker guy.
Yeah, that guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but that's just reality. Like, it's actually real. Like, I was talking to one girl.
No, that happened. Like that?
Not to me, but like to a girl that I know.
Yeah.
Like she was like trying to like make me understand, and I did not get it. I'm like, why don't you just like block this nigga's number or something? Like, you mean, like, just.
I guess it ain't that easy.
Nah, it's not that easy. And like that show, that show is like proof that it's not that easy.
Yo, I heard that like if you're in Canada, you guys get way iller shit on Netflix than we get.
Nah, that's cap.
That's cap.
Y'all get everything over here.
We don't even have Instagram music.
Really?
Yeah, we don't have that.
We can't watch SNL.
What?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about specifically the Netflix application.
No, y'all Netflix is way better.
Like, what do you guys think you guys have that we don't?
I don't know. Oh, you guys got Fresh Prince on Netflix? See, we don't got Fresh Prince.
But y'all just go to Philly. Just go to Philly. Y'all can literally just walk over to Philly. Like, y'all straight.
He said, just go to Philly. Nobody wants to go to Philadelphia unless there's a bag there to pick up. Let's be honest. If you're not from Philly, you don't want to fucking go to Philadelphia. It's cold. Everyone is angry, and the cheesesteaks are overrated.
That's crazy.
Anyway, all right, fellas. Well, yo, appreciate y'all coming through. The album is out. It's just self-titled.
Yeah, 88 Glam 2.
Yes, sir.
88 Glam 2. And yo, the visuals are fucking crazy.
Thank you, bro.
What's the video where you guys are in the ocean on a truck?
Oh, little boat.
Yeah. That shit is fire. And then it's a witch kitchen, right?
Kitchen witch.
Yeah. You guys, whose like idea? Because I always like, I feel like there's so much basic rap video shit going on right now in hip hop that it's just very like disheartening when I see like the level of creative. Like, yo, you guys got money. Like, how y'all's video so basic?
So we shot Kitchen Witch with no budget.
Yeah.
But it ain't even about the budget. It's about like the idea. Like, who's coming up with the ideas for y'all's visuals?
Like we're very involved with that. I feel like we have good chemistry with the people who direct our videos. So it's like even with Little Boat, like our boy Steven from Kid Studio, like we've known him forever. Like we're actually homies with him. And then our boy who shot Bali and Kitchen Witch is Zach Fax. Derek has been working with him forever. He introduced me to him.
You guys keep that shit up, man.
Yeah, bro. So
Thank you, bro.
It stands out.
Chemistry for sure.
Well, yo, appreciate y'all coming through, and let's go watch some hockey. Go watch a Raptors game.
Yeah, let's do it, bro.
By the way, you just broke DeMar Rosen's heart. DeMar Rosen's heart in this interview today. He's from LA. He might watch this. Anyway, it's Real 92.3. Boom.